Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Holman, and welcome to the Michigan Business Network studios. Of course, the China Channel is what we're recording for today. And we're very fortunate to have with us the young man who will take over this interview in just a minute, Wade Tong, and also the president of Lansing Community College with us, Brent Knight. And Brent, thanks for making time for us, and welcome to the studio. Let's start by kind of introducing yourself and maybe kind of your career path.
Well, I earned my bachelor's degree in business, and then my master's degree in business, and then I earned a doctorate in being a college president.
There you go. And that led you to your first college presidency.
Yeah, I was the first college where I was president was in suburban Chicago, not very far from O'Hare International Airport. And then I was a president in Austin, Texas, and then Tacoma, Washington State. And then I was back in another presidency in Illinois. And then I came to Lansing 9 years ago.
Wow, seems like you know a lot about the entire country. You also had a stint there, and we're going to talk about this, when you got out of education for a while.
Yes, I was vice president of Meijer, a very large Midwest retailer, for 7 years.
Yeah. And opened stores and built a beautiful Meijer garden and did some tremendous things, which I hope we get into, but if we do not, he has a very aesthetic side to him and is quite an artist in his own right.
You're kind.
No, I'm not kind. I'm very objective. So, Jing, you have a few questions for the president.
Yes, I am. Nice to meet you again, Mr. Brent. And I just want to ask some question about you, but first may I ask to introduce myself to you. This is actually Wade Tong from People to Work. We actually the partnership from the Michigan Business Network in China, and we are actually like WeChat platform in China, and we want to build a bridge between the U.S. and China to make more, U.S. students and Chinese students to each countries to communicating and studying. So that's basically the background.
Okay.
And so my first question should be, so you tell a little bit thing about yourself, about your education, and can you give us a little bit more detail about that, and how does that affect your career transactions?
Well, I earned my degrees when I was very young. I earned my doctorate when I was 24.
Oh.
And I think that was beneficial because I probably didn't know all that much before then, and I was ready for all of that education, and it's helped me immensely over my career.
Oh, that's really like a young age, like for a doctorate degree in 24 years. So I cannot imagine actually. When I was 24, I was like finished my master's.
Yeah.
So yeah, very impressive. And my next question is about like how would you be your advice for the incoming Chinese students when they come here and picking up all these university and college from all of this variety universities in the U.S.
Well, there are countless choices in higher education across America. Community colleges enroll almost half of all undergraduates in the United States. So public community colleges are a great choice. They're economical, and the credits transfer. You can take credits from Lansing Community College and transfer to any university across the nation. So the credits work, and we have small class size. Our class sizes are typically under 24 students, and we offer a broad array of programs, basketball and volleyball and theater and art and as many opportunities as you'd find anywhere for our students.
Oh, that's really great. So my next question should be like, in applying for the colleges, like for example the LCC, the Lansing Community Colleges, like what sorts of things does they value most from the admission office?
Well, we currently have about 400 Chinese students enrolled at Lansing Community College. So Chinese students are very welcome at our college. And of course, American colleges and universities like students to be well-rounded and balanced. And so that, I think that's important. And of course, studying hard, there's no substitute for that.
Sure. Wow. So here's my next the last question. Sorry. So just tell me more when Chinese students came and get starting their educational process. So what's important for them to getting the internship among them?
I did 2 internships myself when I was a student. So I think well of internships, and they're very helpful. And it's sometimes you can imagine what it's like in a workplace, but you really don't know until you've been there. And an internship helps you to get acclimated and get used to the pace and what's important in a job and in various companies and fields. So internships are increasingly important, and at the college we help students to gain internships, and we support internships.
Wow. So apart from the support from the universities and the colleges, sorry, this is adding up questions. And so I just wondering, like for example, the Chinese student, probably for them it's kind of hard to get an internship.
Yes.
So apart from the support from the school, what else ways or the process they can approach to get an internship?
Yeah. Well, my internships that I had when in college, I just took the initiative and worked at getting internships. No one came to me to invite me. I had to work at getting internships. So I would recommend that. I mean, the hard work can overcome obstacles, and if one is persistent and knocks on the door and presents themselves and works at it, yeah, you can get an internship. So there's no substitute for personal initiative.
So if I may ask a question too, and you can depend on the Michigan Business Network to help place a lot of these interns as well.
Sure.
But could you talk just for a second about the value of the diversity and the improvement that brings to your college when foreign students come in?
Yeah. Well, it's a global economy, and all students need to better understand other nations and their attributes and their economy, and so I think college is all about learning, and there's much to learn about other nations, and we encourage students from around the globe to enroll at Lansing Community College.
And welcome them as well. And thank you for coming by, Brent Knight, President, Dr. Brent Knight, President of Lansing Community College. We appreciate it. Jing, thank you for conducting the interview as well.
Sure.
And thanks to all of you for joining us on the Michigan Business Network China Channel and WeChat.